In early October of 2008, the Royal Navy's Type 22 frigate, HMS Cumberland, departed the United Kingdom for a short deployment to the Gulf of Aden. This deployment was part of a NATO effort to strengthen the Gulf of Aden and Indian Ocean regions, and alongside HMS Cumberland, 6 other warships from NATO countries were also being deployed. A NATO press release, published on the 15th of October, details that in response to a UN request, NATO defence ministers last week authorised NATO naval vessels to help protect World Food Programme ships carrying desperately needed supplies to conflict-ridden Somalia. The alliance presence will also help to deter acts of piracy that continue to threaten the region. After passing through the Suez Canal, HMS Cumberland and the rest of the NATO naval force arrived in the Gulf of Aden in late October, from where the Type 22 frigate began engaging in counter-piracy patrols and providing an escort for ships. It was during these operations that, on the morning of the 11th of November 2008, HMS Cumberland received a distress signal from a nearby Danish-flagged cargo ship called the MV Powerful. Immediately, the British frigate altered her course and set sail for the cargo ship's location, during which her Lynx helicopter got airborne and flew on ahead to establish contact with the Danish vessel. At the same time, also operating in the region, a Russian Navy frigate known as the Nochoshimi had also picked up the distress signal and was likewise en route to the Powerful's location. Like with the Cumberland, the ship's onboard Ka-27 helicopter was launched to make an early interception with the cargo ship. Unfortunately, timings of the incident have not been disclosed to the public, and it's unclear as to whether the British or the Russians reached the MV Powerful first. Regardless, it is known that both the Lynx and Ka-27 helicopters were operating above the cargo ship at the same time, and both parties acknowledged that a small group of pirates were attempting to board the Danish ship. A Russian Navy spokesman later stated, "The pirates fired on the Danish craft with automatic weapons and tried twice to seize it." Despite attempting twice to board the MV Powerful, the pirates were unsuccessful on both occasions, and after the British and Russian helicopters appeared overhead, the pirates were forced away from the Danish ship and driven back into the high seas, although their eventual fate isn't known. Meanwhile, back on board HMS Cumberland, an effort was now launched to locate the pirate mothership, from which the small pirate craft had been launched to attack the MV Powerful. After a couple of hours of searching, a dhow, which was crewed by 10 pirates, was located by the British approximately 110 kilometers off the coast of Yemen in the afternoon of the 11th of November. A statement released by the Ministry of Defence comments that a foreign flag dhow, believed to be Yemeni, had been positively identified in an earlier hijacking attempt on a Danish vessel. Boats were launched by Cumberland to intercept the dhow. The boats put to sea by HMS Cumberland were 2 rigid inflatable boats, on board of which were 2 teams of Royal Marines. Heading out to the objective, the Royal Marines began circling the pirate vessel to try and make it stop, when suddenly small arms fire broke out from the enemy craft. Swiftly, the Marines responded with their own gunfire, and within seconds, 2 of the pirates had been shot dead, and the other 8 dropped their rifles and surrendered to the Marines. In the aftermath of this firefight, the British Marines cautiously boarded the dhow and apprehended the pirates, who were all found to be of Somalian nationality. In addition, according to the Ministry of Defence, the Marines also found a seriously wounded man on board the vessel. A Yemeni national was also found injured and later died, despite receiving emergency treatment from Cumberland's doctor. It is unclear whether his injuries were as a result of the firefight or a previous incident involving the pirates. By the end of the 11th of November 2008, the events surrounding the attack on the MV Powerful had been brought to a successful conclusion, following a military operation that involved both British and Russian forces.